Peace be to you all. Assalamualaikum. What's today? Sunday. So I'm doing my Sunday pre-work run. It's Ramadan. For those of you guys that are observing the CM, the fast of Ramadan. Ramadan Mubarak. We're in the last several days. Oof. So I'm not running that fast, nor that far. I want to talk to you guys about controlling your temper and the importance thereof. So if you follow different news outlets or the internet, you've seen examples of people losing their temper. Will Smith, of course, slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. Now this thing with Johnny Depp and his soon-to-be ex-wife. Good morning, ladies. How are you? Hi. And then, of course, Mike Tyson beating up a passenger on an airplane flight after the passenger, who, from all accounts, was inebriated and kept harassing Mike Tyson. And Mike, brother Tyson, beat him into sobriety very quickly. So, that's going to cost some money. All of these things with people losing their temper is going to cost them some type of financial expiation. So, I think we all can learn a lesson from that. And we're not like these people. We don't have fame and money. If you're like me, you're just a regular Joe Abdullah or Joe Schmo. You can't afford to be slapping people and smacking them and punching them, because you probably don't have the funds to pay for a settlement, and you don't want to go to jail. You'll stay in longer than somebody who's got fame and fortune. Trust me on that. So we all can learn from this. I have what I would say is a relatively quick temper. Maybe because I'm a smaller guy at 5'9", 153 pounds after a heavy meal. So I have somewhat of a Napoleon complex. So if this is self-incriminating, but good morning. If I had somebody push me, we were lining up. I'll give you an example. We were lining up for our salah. So Muslims make salah, and this was a janazah prayer. It's a funeral prayer for this a Muslim brother in our community. And this guy elbowed me and my sons out of the way so he can make way for himself. And he was like this well-known sheikh guy, and it hurt. I mean, he elbowed me in my stomach and ribs, and we were kind of looking around. Hey there, good morning. Like, what was that about? So he made way for himself to pray, and this guy follows him around, and it really made me angry. And his brother admonished my son, like, brother, you don't let nobody push you out the way like that, man. He'll be snatching your lunch. And my son was like, what happened? What's going on? I said, all right. I said, don't worry. Okay. Just calm down. So I wanted to try to calm him down and calm the brother who got mad at me for not retaliating. Or I said, listen, man, I'm talking to my son. I'm talking to you. What you gonna do, huh? And he got in my face. And I realized how much bigger he was than me until we stood up for the salah. I was like, wow, okay, he's got a good 6 inches of height on me and about 30 pounds of weight. But, again, with me with my Napoleon complex, maybe if I'd have been younger and didn't have my kids with me and just, I'd have been like, let's do this right now. But I thought, this is crazy. We're not going to be fighting right before we pray, for our dead brother. And I had to calm myself down. And I was heated. I was hot. The back of my neck, just physiologically, there's something called piloerection, where your hair stands up on the back of your neck. Vasodilation, all this stuff that you learn in physiology. So you actually feel heated. Tachycardia, you're like, whoa, oh, I'm gonna punch this guy in the face. And this guy that elbowed me, strong-armed me out the way. But I had to calm myself down and look at the big picture. Okay, what's the big picture here? This guy hurt me and my son. He displaced me. This other guy, brother, got in my face. What's the big deal? So there's my ego. You know, I don't like being spoken to, you know, like I'm a dog. And I certainly don't like somebody hurting me and my children. But, you know, a sharp elbow to my ribs or stomach and pushing my son out of the way. And the big picture, the big scheme of things, if I retaliate physically, you know, there's some very bad things that can happen. If I ignore it, and I'm wondering, you know, nothing's really going to happen. So, in the big scheme of my life, it's like, I can let this go and just kind of ignore it. Yom Kippur on the day of standing. I'm like, this guy hit me. I'll get my just due. But yeah, I try to teach my children, my sons in particular, they're young men, 22, 18, and 14, to control their temper. You know, there's a saying that the strong man isn't the one who can knock somebody out at a fight. It's the person who can control their temper when they're angry. And in particular, I would add this, that if they know that they can hurt the person, but they hold their temper anyways, listen, I'm not gonna retaliate. And that's really difficult to do, because then people are calling you all sorts of names. You know, us brothers, black guys, oh man, he let a punk him, man. Man, he a B-A-N-I-G-G-A, man, a punk. Yeah. You hear all these tales in the hood, and it was kind of challenging for me growing up as a black young guy, because, yeah, that's why I became a hothead. I'm like Timon, the meerkat in the Lion King. Come on, you want a piece of me? I'm lucky that I didn't get beat up. But, you know, just try to hold your temper. Look at the big picture of what you're currently involved in that you think is going to make you, you know, ball your fist up and punch somebody, or take your hand and slap them, or your teeth or bite them or something. Say, okay, what's going on here? What's the worst that can happen if I strike this person and lose my temper? You know, maybe pretty bad. You know, especially if you become an adult. So that's it for now. Hey there, how are you? And I say that, let me add this on. Yeah, I'm here in Washington, D.C. in a beautiful Rock Creek Park. We have a serious problem with our young men giving into their bloodlust or their anger. Especially in Washington, D.C. We've got one of the highest murder rates in the country for a relatively small city. You see these guys are walking around, yo nigga, I'm gonna come back. Somebody after me, they gonna be blasting. That's what's up. Okay, that's how they prove their manhood, unfortunately. DC jail is filled with young black men who couldn't hold their hands or their trigger finger from anger, from enacting their anger. So it has very far-reaching consequences. Ooh, I'm going up this crazy steep hill. It's so steep. Anyway, guys, I wish you all the best of success in your positive endeavors. If you have any interest in being a physician assistant / associate or health educator or running distance running person like myself, please subscribe. Consider subscribing If not, that's cool too. Take care. Peace.